Hello, it is I. Now, just over a month ago, I made this video on cars that we'd probably be seeing in Forza Horizon 5. But ever since then, we've heard of so many new amazing cars that will be ideal for the new franchise. And I'm very certain that some of these cars we'll actually see in the next game. Hence, I compiled a small list of these new cars and decided to make a sequel to this old video that I made just over a month ago. So here are new cars that we'd probably see in Forza Horizon 5. Now, before getting into this video, I've actually written a brand new poem. Hickory dickory dock, if you do not obliterate the like button within the next 5 seconds yet, then you, my friend, have a tiny 7,500 likes is the like target as per usual. If you don't hit that like button, yeah, then at least subscribe to my YouTube channel. Nearly 60% of you guys watching are not subscribed. How dare you men slander me just like that? So subscribe to see plenty more weird content just like this. Anyways, without further ado, let us get into
they said they like it
this
when I
video.
rap like this, so I reckon I better off giving them that.
Now, when new cars get released, I and everybody else are very skeptic with the styling. For example, the new BMW M4, the 400Z, the new R8, etc. But the moment I saw the Aston Martin Victor, I instantly fell in love. Harking back to the old V8 Vantage and including some elements of the new Vulcan, Aston Martin have just created arguably one of the greatest looking cars of all time. With this iconic grille, round headlights, Vantage inspired ducktail, Valkyrie headlights, it's definitely a car I can see in the next James Bond movie, that is for sure. But it's not all show and no go. The V12 comes out of an 11-year-old Aston Martin 111, which has been tuned by Cosworth to take it from 750 brake horsepower to a whopping 836, with 606 pound-feet of torque, an extra 86 brake horsepower, all without a turbo or a supercharger, thus making it one of the most powerful naturally aspirated engines ever put in a car. Try and do that with a 2JZ. This is all paired with an exquisite interior with a Vulcan-inspired steering wheel, wooden carbon fiber trim surrounding the driver, and most importantly, a 6-speed manual gearbox. Yes, that is correct. The British are back making supercars purely for the driving experience. Though we won't be able to experience a manual shifting of this car in Forza, it is a really cool car nevertheless, and I'm sure we'll all love to see this masterpiece make a debut in the next Forza Horizon game. Now, with my suspicions and hope of the next game being set in Japan, why not add an old Japanese legend into this compilation? The Nissan Stagia is a station wagon estate car made in the land of the rising sun. They come in both front and rear wheel drive and can come with an RB20, RB25 or an RB26 DETT depending on the model. And seeing as I'm talking about the 260 RS, of course it will come with the RB26. A JDM RB26 Nissan station wagon, yep, it's quite literally a GTR shooting brake. And not only is this a Skyline GTR station wagon, you can actually make it look like one too. R34 front end conversions are surprisingly common with these cars, and they surprisingly don't look so out of place. I mean, I'm not exactly the biggest R34 fan, but I do dig this. It does look pretty good. And despite me not being a JDM fanboy, I can't help but adore this car, and I'm pretty sure that you can't either. So fingers crossed that this Stagia 260 RS makes an appearance in the next Forza Horizon game. The Ferrari Roma is the car we've The Ferrari Roma is the car we've always wanted but never knew we did. A modernised Ferrari 612 Scaglietti with some design elements that hark back to the Ferrari Daytona. The car is just perfection. I mean, look at it. It's exactly what a road-going Ferrari is meant to be, a powerful luxury Grand Tourer with elegant looks. And honestly, to me, it's one of the most beautiful cars that Ferrari have ever made, even over the 458 Italia, believe it or not. The only downside to this car is its 3.9 litre twin turbocharged V8 instead of the naturally aspirated V12 that you'd usually get, but I feel like the aesthetics help to cancel that out. Now yes, seeing as it's a Ferrari, we will most likely be very limited with the customization available. We'll probably only get Forza era if not nothing, but come on, who would not want to own one of these in the game even if it's stock? So we'd all love to see a Ferrari Roma in the next game. Now I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, what on earth is a W124300D? Well, for those of you who know chassis codes, you know that it's an old Mercedes, and for everybody who's not a set 8, you'd know that it's a diesel. This is what the car looks like, and yes, it doesn't look like anything too special. It's like one of those cars you'd see in Russian dashcam videos, but the main reason this car is on the list is because of this engine. For starters, Forza games really lack in diesel cars. I think there's only one diesel car in Forza Horizon 4, the rest are just trucks. And secondly, it's the mechanics mechanics of this engine. The best way I can describe it is that it's literally a diesel 2JZ. The tuning potential on these motors are insane. You can easily get it to 1000 brake horsepower plus. They sound really good, especially for a diesel, and they're just insane engines. So good in fact that some people have swapped them into Dodge Chargers. Now that is when you know it's a good engine. Thus it would make for an incredible engine swap in the next game, so fingers crossed that the W124 300D makes an appearance in the next Forza Horizon game.
Saw the spring on the low ride, there any panic, skid, skirt, reverse.
Now in Forza Horizon 4 there's only 3 electric cars I believe, the Rimac Concept 2, the IDR and the Jaguar I-Pace. And with this huge lack of electric cars, why not have some more, seeing as they are most likely the future of cars. Hence the Lotus Evija is on this list. The Evija is Lotus's example of an electric sports car. It produces a total of 1973 brake horsepower from its 4 individual motors and can hit over 200 miles per hour, and yes, Lotus still call this a sports car. The styling is unlike none other. You can really tell that aerodynamics was a huge aspect when designing this car, with the 2 huge ducts on the back of the car. It literally looks like something from GTA 5, but it's an actual car. You can actually buy this, but you need 1.7 million in the bank account. Now there is the argument that the car is a concept and it would be really hard to get a hold of into a racing game, but the Evija is already in a racing game, Project Cars 3 to be exact. So the possibility of this car being in future racing games is very likely, and I'm very certain that it will come into the Forza franchise very soon, perhaps even into Horizon 4.
I got twins in Leicester, both trying to say that they're into me.
The Porsche 935 was an old Le Mans race car from the late 70s. It proved to be very successful as it placed second overall in the 1974 Le Mans race, and there's no arguing that this car is very iconic. It's one of the very few unique looking Porsches made at the time. However, the model I'm talking about is not this old one, but the brand new one which still shares its name with the old 70s 935. The new 935 is what happens when you ask Porsche to make the greatest possible track day car that money can buy. It's powered by a 3.8 litre twin turbocharged flat 6 motor, producing a whopping 700 brake horsepower. It can do 0 to 62 in 2.7 seconds and go onto a top speed of 211 miles per hour, which is insane for a track focused car. It's pretty much competition for the McLaren Senna, but much more hardcore and slightly less road legal. So is it a weird looking car? Definitely. Do the exhaust tips look like 2 Coca-Cola cans stuck together? Yep. But would it be an amazing car in a racing game? 100%. Plus I, as well as many other people, would love to see this 935 in the next Forza Horizon game.
Jump in a 4.5 and fill it up, pull up, pop out and fill it up.
Come on, we all knew this was coming. The Nissan 400Z is a pretty Marmite car for me. I'm personally not a big fan of when car manufacturers try and modernize classic cars, which is one reason why I like cars like the new Supra and NSX, as they completely redesigned the car from the old classics. So rant over, I'm not the biggest fan of the 400Z styling, but I am a huge fan of what the car is trying to be. It's a predecessor of the 370Z, powered by a twin turbocharged 3 litre V6 engine that's rumored to produce 400 brake horsepower, which is insane for a sports car. Oh, and how can I forget, it comes with a 6-speed manual gearbox, a proper driver's car. Now there is another bad thing about this car, unfortunately. I mean, it's not about the car, but about the European emissions law. It's very unlikely that the 400Z would ever make it over here to Europe, but that gives it a reason to make an appearance in racing games for all us Europeans to enjoy virtually. And in the future, when the car does make it into racing games, there will most definitely be many body kits and customization available for the car, meaning we'll have a lot of options to modify this car in certain racing games. So fingers crossed that the 400Z makes it into Forza Horizon 5. If the game is set in Japan, this car would be ideal.
You joined me at the start of this vlog on
Oh, anyways, that is the end of the video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did and want to see more stuff just like this, suck your mum and like this video. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Then like this video and make sure to subscribe too. We do be trying to hit 170k subscribers by the end of October, so any help will be much appreciated. Thank you very much, and I will catch up with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Stay safe, stay inside. Until next time.
Hey, they said they
Cheers.
like it when I rap like this, so I reckon I'm better off giving than that. I Billy be 1 in a million, killing the shit when I hit like a swing in a bat. Average shit, you and I rapping like this, then the fuckers I'm bringing it back. If you ain't gonna listen to this, how the fuck you gonna listen to that? Well, you be